Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
This is the world's favorite place to go for all things automotive, the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, Mr. CarFax Patrick Olson is scheduled to be with us. He's going to talk to us about end-of-the-year car deals. Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike, Mr. Computer, out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Dziekan. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday morning. We appreciate you.
Does it look like I got a halo above my head?
No, it looks like you're growing hair.
Okay, that's it.
You're turning into a redhead.
It's tinsel.
It's the tinsel. You know, my grandparents and they lived in an apartment building 1 block from the state capital of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And it was it was up on the first floor, but it was up. Downstairs, it's too confusing to try to explain it all, but they had a nice little apartment, okay? And they always had a nice Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. It had the short needles on it. It was perfectly shaped. And then I don't know how long that they spent decorating the tree with the icicles.
One by one.
The tinsel icicles. One by one. One here, one there. And so when they finished with it, they all hung straight down.
And stand back.
They always put a couple of bubble light strings in throughout the tree. The thing was perfect.
We had a couple growing up, one in the family room, one in the living room presentation type thing, and then we had an aluminum tree with blue
Do you
balls.
know how much those things? Blue balls.
Blue bulbs.
Well,
and then
you would know about the blue balls.
And then it had the wheel with the three different colors, the yellow, the red,
that you
and
put
the
up
green.
underneath the tree.
Yeah, and it spun around and it highlighted.
You know how much those aluminum trees are now?
I have no idea.
Remember, they used to be cheap.
Like, $20 back then. Yeah. Whatever.
Now, $120.
Yeah. You can buy them. Well, we've got the. It's already lit, and you just fold it up, put it away for the season.
You got an aluminum one?
No. It's green tree. You'll see it. But they make them for like $600, $800, $1,200 trees, artificial that pre-lit.
No, they're already pre-lit.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, Becky likes to have a new tree this year.
Real or
a real
artificial?
Real tree is what I meant to say. And this year, there's not a lot of places you can buy real trees anymore, and there's a whole lot less of them this year. And they start $10 to $12 a foot. And she always likes to have 7 to 8 feet because it reaches the ceiling.
Sure.
Fills up the front window. Looks really nice. But now you're talking about a $100 tree.
Or $150.
For 2 weeks, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you help decorate?
I supervise.
I'm not allowed. Yeah.
Mars has his brown water. He sits in the back, tries to stay awake while she does it.
A little bit over to the left.
No, I don't say nothing. I learned.
He's learned a long time ago.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
Was the words "shut up" ever yelled in the
a variation?
Go
of
away.
That. A variation.
Oh, variation.
Well, as a perfect example, when the ladies were decorating the studio yesterday evening, I was told to leave the room.
Were you? That's right. You came in with me.
I sat down and moped.
I said, "What are you doing in here?" He
You
said,
were
"They told me to
smart enough not
leave."
even to go in.
Oh no.
So we watched TV.
We
It was
did.
great. We held hands. It was awesome.
It was. We watched a comedian by the name of Tom
Papa.
Tom Papa.
Yeah,
That was really funny. I never heard of the guy.
Yeah. Well, Kathy turned me on to him, and we watched a few of his routines, a few of his shows. He's coming to Houston, I think, sometime next year. I'll look into it.
Yeah, dude. Get us some tickets. Let's all go. Because he's funny. Tom Papa.
Good stuff.
Never heard of him. So are we going to have CarFax, Mike, or no?
Working on it. He confirmed.
Okay.
But I haven't found him yet.
I confirmed, too, but not to be on anybody's show.
Yeah.
Other than this one. And I don't have a choice.
All right.
So do I need to dig out my phone and to come up with something?
Nah.
I'm kind of looking that way because I'm not.
You're not seeing it?
Nope.
Okay, well, do you know how to work CarFax?
Do I?
Uh-huh.
No.
Have you ever been to CarFax?
I've been through the dealerships. I have, and you get the reports through.
They've got another one too called VIN Verified, Car History by VIN or license.
I've heard of that one.
But it's
Are
not
they
as
connected?
it's not as comprehensive as CarFax.
So they're not related or somehow
No, I think
interconnected?
they're competitors. Well, they claim that they're competitors to CarFax. But it's interesting. You can get CarFax reports, or you can also find a used car. Have we beat him to the punch? Am I overreaching here?
Yeah, you're reaching a little bit. Slow down just a hair.
See, don't speed over the holidays.
There you go. Don't speed.
How's this? Sell your car.
That sounds like last night.
Easy steps. Is that slow enough for you?
Yeah, that's
Very
it.
good.
You ready?
There he is.
Yes, sir.
We got him.
I'm ready. I think Patrick's
Can we
ready. He
hear
got
him?
his hat
Patrick
adjusted.
Olson.
Patrick.
Merry Christmas.
There he is.
Merry Christmas, guys. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. How you been?
I've been good. A little chilly here in Chattanooga today.
No.
Is that where you are in Chattanooga?
Yes.
Now, do you pronounce it Chattanooga or do you pronounce it Chattanooga?
Probably Chattanooga. I'm a northerner, so I'm probably getting it wrong.
What northern state are you from?
I'm from the very northern state originally of Los Angeles.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Do you know?
I lived in Chicago for 25 years. So.
Chicago.
Yes.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Are you a Bears fan?
As much as one can be, sure.
So what's your hat say? Who's
Marquette. Marquette University. It's where I went to school. And
Marquette, Michigan?
no, Marquette in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, Milwaukee. Okay.
Yeah, they are a top 6 college basketball team right now.
Well, I grew up in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm sure you.
Oh, very nice.
I'm sure that you made a trip over there to one of their fine taverns.
Yep. One or two of them, yes.
Yes. I think that part of Happy Days was referred. They referred to Waukesha quite frequently in Happy Days.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese curds and all that.
Yeah, but I know that's not where you joined us. You didn't. Well, you didn't. You want to talk to us about your college days? Well, maybe you did. But we're talking to you about it now. But I know that everybody else is hanging on the edge of their seat right now, wanting to know about CarFax. And how are things in the used car market?
Things are surprisingly good. There was a lot of talk as we got through the summer that people thought used car prices were going to take off towards the end of the year because back in 2021, leasing kind of collapsed. It was tough to get credit. It was tough to get money. And so people said, well, now it's 3 years later, and these cars that would have been leased in 2021, now they're just not there. And that's not been the case. Used prices have stayed pretty flat. Pickup truck prices are actually down from the summer.
Why? Because of the glut of them?
Well, it's actually more about the glut of new cars. So there's so many new cars being produced and on dealer lots today that there's a ton of incentives on those new cars. And as new cars get cheaper, you can't really charge too much for used cars anymore because a consumer will say, well, you know what, I'm just going to pivot. I'm going to go to the low interest rate or to the cashback rebate. I'm going to get a newer car instead. So for used car dealers, there's that pressure that when there's too much supply in new cars and not enough demand for used cars, the used car prices are going to stay lower. So it's actually not a bad time right now for consumers, and certainly not what we thought was going to be a really rough time.
Did you find that a surprise?
Very surprising. I was watching, we thought when the Fed cut interest rates, that would drive demand. A lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines because used car prices have been high. We thought that would, mean demand would come in later. But I think it's a sort of a happy surprise that prices are not rising, frankly, at all, or not by very much. And so we'll see in the beginning of the year if that changes. We know that come March through the end of April into May, when tax returns are big, we'll see a lot of people with money, right, ready to go to buy something. So we'll see.
What are people buying on the used car market now?
Well, they're buying what everyone's buying. So they're buying SUVs and they're buying pickup trucks. So there's a couple of things out there that if you're smart and you're not worried about sitting up high or you don't need too much space. Like if you're just buying a commuting car, it's a great time to buy a sedan, right? Sedans are not popular. So smaller cars and sedans, there are great deals to be had on them. If you've got the infrastructure set up, meaning you've got a charger in your house, used EVs are kind of like used iPhones, right? Everyone wants the newest technology. So used EVs are incredibly cheap compared to their original price. And if you've got a charger set up in your garage or an easy access to one, you can get great deals. I saw a deal this week for a new car, a Fiat 500e in Colorado and Colorado only, where this dealer was offering lease on a 500e electric vehicle. It only gets about 150 miles in range, which is very much on the low end of range for EVs. But pay the $1,300 or so in state taxes on it, no money down otherwise, and no monthly payment. They will lease you the car for 27 months for no payments.
What?
Yes, I kid you not. They are trying that hard to move these cars. Now, the Fiat is very small, so there's, inherently there's a issue with that to begin with. And it only has 150 miles of range, which is very low. Like the newest Hyundais, Lucids, all those, they're 300, 350 miles. Tesla's been doing 300 miles now for 10 years. So 150 miles is very limited. So they want to move these cars off the lot, and so they're offering this kind of crazy lease.
So it's in Denver. So is it being sold at a dispensary or?
Yeah, dispensary. No, but here's my first thought. I'm a parent. I got a kid that's going to Boulder University, 150-mile range. Okay, you can make it up to the mountain. You can still tootle around town. You can do whatever you got to do for free, except you got to charge the battery, but that's not a big deal.
No, and compared to paying for gas, it's practically nothing, So no, it's if you can live with those parameters, it's a hell of a deal.
Yep, it's used.
No, this is a brand new one.
Brand new.
No,
this is new. Yeah.
Oh,
how many available? Just one?
That I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I don't know if it's a teaser pitch to get people in the door or what, but it's
pink.
Telling,
Yeah, I've never heard of that, and I'm sure you haven't either.
Yeah, no, it's a new one on me.
Where did you find this article?
CarDealershipGuy.com had a piece about it. So
very strange.
Wow.
Well, that's one heck of a deal. So SUVs and pickup trucks, and I think that Houston, Texas, or Texas in general, is the pickup capital of the world. Everybody's driving a pickup truck. I get it.
In Texas, you guys have, I think, about 8% of the U.S. population there, something in that ballpark. 8, maybe not quite 10%, but 25% of pickup trucks sold in this country are sold in Texas.
Yeah,
so you guys are way over-indexed on pickup trucks.
Yeah. So you should be able to find you a pretty good deal on a used pickup truck if you can, if you drill down and don't buy the first thing you see. What Mars is over here shaking his head.
Well, because I've tried that before. I thought the same thing for a long time. All these people buying vehicles for their kids, high school kids and stuff, they don't want cars. They want trucks. You go to a high school parking lot down in my part of the world, and I guarantee you 75% of the students are driving trucks.
I believe it. Yeah.
Well, 18 miles to the gallon on the highway for a pickup truck, unless you use the pickup truck, the bed of the pickup truck, or you go to tow something with it, why? I can buy an SUV for the same amount of money. Everybody's enclosed. We could all go to picnic together or go skiing or whatever the case may be, and I can buy one that holds a lot more than a pickup truck because you ain't putting people in the back.
You can't throw the beer cans in the bed.
Oh, God. I knew he was going to go there with that.
I'm just saying.
All right. So here's the other question I have for you, kind of a change of pace here. Yeah. How would you explain to somebody the best way to use CarFax when looking for a car?
Absolutely. So what I would say is first of all, make sure the seller's offering you a free CarFax when you're buying. If they're not, to me, that's the beginning red flag, right? If they are reluctant to share with you the known history of that vehicle, that's a red flag. But what I would say that CarFax is great for is, one, check the mileage, right? Is it going up in a linear fashion, meaning 2,000 and 4,000, 6,000, 10, 20? Is there a weird irregularity where it goes from 80,000 miles back to 65,000 miles? Things like that. So that can tell you, is this seller on the up and up, or are they trying something fishy? You can see if it's been well maintained, right? Did it get oil changes at appropriate moments? Is it getting the 50,000 mile work being done, the 90,000 miles work being done. You can see if it's ever been an accident. And now 90+% of all of our vehicle history reports show not only the location of the damage on a vehicle, but the severity. So you can tell if it was a cosmetic, you backed into a wall or something, or you had a severe T-bone event, and you have that knowledge about how much was that car damaged if it was. Because damage will take a fair amount off the price, and sometimes if it's just cosmetic damage, you can use that to your benefit as a buyer. You can check the number of owners, right? And you can see, did someone own this car for a long time that took really good care of it, or is this on its fourth owner? And you're like, why are they all getting rid of it so quickly, right? There are clues to be found there.
Right.
So, and then also one of the key things is make sure there's no loan or lien attached to this vehicle, right? You don't want to pick up a car and then have someone come and repo it from you because you didn't know that there was still money owed.
Yeah, from a previous owner. Now, that's a good point because my granddaughter just recently got a car and she got the CarFax for it. So we knew the lineage of that vehicle. Also, my new one, they gave me a CarFax report on my vehicle to show if there were any recalls prior to delivery. That's important too because that happens. I turned down a car because it needed a recall. They couldn't sell it to me, brand new, because it had a recall and the part would come in, I don't know, Tuesday or whatever it was. But I moved to another dealer and bought the car.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to point out here is new car dealers can't sell a car that has an open recall.
Right.
There's no such prohibition, though, from used car dealers. So I would say as a buyer, I would say, hey, you get that recall fixed, and then I will seriously consider your car. The other thing we always say is for any used car, take it to a mechanic that you trust. For example, I took a used Ford Escape that we were interested in, took it to my mechanic. He said, it needs about $500, $600 worth of work, and here's what it is. I went back to the dealer. I said, if you do this work, I'll pay your price. And he did it, and I did. And so I bought the car. And so, again, that level of knowledge, that level of details provides leverage to shoppers to work with the seller and say, hey, I'm aware of this damage, or I'm aware of the mileage here, or, I know that it's been not well maintained, or I know that it has been maintained. All these things give you the ability to sort of shape the negotiations that you're going through.
And it's CarFax.com?
CarFax.com? Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it's always great to talk to you. And any tips heading into Christmas season? I'm sure that you're going to have some buyers anyway that are buying first cars for their kids.
Absolutely. So, you talk about young people and pickup trucks. You think outside the box, right? The Ford Maverick sells for around 24, 25 grand. If you get the one with a hybrid engine, you're getting 42 miles to the gallon. So you get basically like an SUV experience in the cab of the Maverick, but you're getting 40 miles to the gallon. And so that might be the way to mitigate and there are a lot of image buyers out there for pickup trucks. There are lots of people who never put anything in the bed other than empty beer cans or who never tow anything. But for folks who need it for light work, and I see a lot of utility companies now using the Maverick as their go-to vehicle because it gets such great mileage.
Just like the old Ford Ranger that's still on the road today with the pest control guy.
Or the swimming pool guy.
Those kind of guys. Patrick, great to talk to you as always. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, and let's talk to you at the beginning of the year.
All right, guys. Take care of yourself.
Patrick, thank you.
Thank you. Patrick Olson with CarFax. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the the In-Wheel Time app.
We're going to have to break him of that. Is it written down?
No, it's not on there at all. It's just
you're ad-libbing?
It's a memory reflex.
Ah, I got you.
Download it. Download the In-Wheel Time app to your mobile phone today and try to get a brain like I don't have. If you haven't already, we also video stream Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. And you can also find our new broadcast partner, Odyssey Radio. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break, if I can get to the button.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
The holidays are here, and we hope you think of our show sponsors this season for gifts, and they include Lupi Tortilla, Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club.
Real good.
Challenge.
I think I'm going to go to Pro-Am this week. I'm going to drop by there and see what's going on. Maybe I can pick something up, stocking stuffer. But, hey, Don gave me some information a couple weeks ago about Formula E racing. It's open wheel, like Indy style. But Formula E 2025, the FIA Formula E World Championship is coming in January. They've already run like one preliminary race, I guess, this past few weeks. January 10th and 11th is going to be the Autodrome Hermosos Rodriguez in Mexico. It's the Hankook Mexico City Grand Prix. So we're going to be giving you more information on that, and you know how I love Formula One. The other thing, Indy Racing, the NTT Indy Racing Car Series is going to come to Arlington, Texas. And they're going to be racing around, well, first of all, the streets of Arlington. Penske Entertainment, the Dallas Cowboys, and REV Entertainment, the official events partners of the Texas Rangers, have announced the first of its kind joint venture to establish and operate an IndyCar Grand Prix of Arlington. Well, we did this in Houston not too long ago. March of 2026 is when it's coming. It's a 2.73-mile track laid out between the AT&T Stadium, the football stadium for the Dallas Cowboys, Globe Field for the Rangers, and all of that area that's zippy-zagging in through there.
GM's got a huge assembly plant up there, too.
Yep, and they're going to be, the 1.6 million tickets is what they anticipate for this event.
Wow. So we ought to see if we can't get involved in that, Mars.
Yep.
We could have the N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Well, it's not for another year.
We got
2026.
So in other words,
need that far
so we got it. Plenty of time. So get on the phone tomorrow.
So we had a guest. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody joined us, and we were talking about the e-racing. He was in.
We had one of the guests come on. I think.
Yeah. He was in a shop and where they were doing it.
Yep.
We'll have to work on that.
Yep. Okay. So that's coming up too. So
Italy's industry minister Adolfo Urso announced a deal to avert 249 layoffs at suppliers to Stellantis, saying he hoped the breakthrough would help repair strained relations with the car maker. Stellantis and Italy's government have been at loggerheads, I like that word, for months, with politicians in Rome accusing Fiat's parent company and its former CEO, Carl, of neglecting historic Italian manufacturing sites and moving production abroad. Moron.
Don't hold back.
Interest rate cuts and the conclusion of the election contributed to franchise dealers feeling the most optimistic in nearly 3 years, according to November Cox Automotive polling. Cox's latest dealer sentiment index asked 493 franchise dealers from November 6th to the 18th, starting one day after the nation's election, what they thought their area's market would be like 3 months later. The dealers gave that the future market score of 60, an 11-point bump in optimism from a quarter earlier, and a 14-point gain from the fourth quarter of 2023. It was the most bullish dealers were in the poll since the second quarter of 2022, when inventory was low but profits were high.
Interesting.
So, yeah, balance is everything. Toyota created a robot that can sink a basketball almost from the opposite end of the court. Guinness World Records said an 80.5-foot shot made by Toyota's Q6 qualifies as the longest basketball shot made by a humanoid robot.
Wait.
It accomplished the feat in Nagakuti, Japan, on September 26th while wearing a number 96 jersey from Alvac, Tokyo, a professional team that Toyota sponsors in its home country. I think that's pretty cool.
They love
Did you see it? Did you actually see it?
No, I did not. I did not.
Look it up on YouTube. Okay. It's really cool.
What is a humanoid robot, though?
It looks like a man.
Yeah.
But it looks like a robot.
It's like one of your blow-up dolls.
Oh, except this one could shoot the basketball.
Right.
Okay.
Would you like us to expand on that? Would you like us to throw you under the bus a little further?
I don't think we have enough time.
You're hoping we don't have enough time.
They also have a robot that
I'm going to adjust the clock.
That throws strikes. It's a thing that goes like this to the ball and then throws the ball and it spins right. I saw that. It's a bowling thing.
Okay. By the way, Donald Trump's transition team is considering canceling the U.S. Postal Service contracts to electrify its delivery fleet.
Oh, I heard that.
It's part of a broader suite of executive orders targeting electric vehicles, according to 3 sources familiar with the plans. The move, which could be unveiled in the early days of Trump's administration that begins on January 20th, is in line with Trump's campaign promises to roll back Biden's efforts to decarbonize U.S. transportation to fight climatic change, an agenda Trump has said is unnecessary and potentially damaging to the economy.
Don't they build those up in Wisconsin? The electric ones, the electric mail?
Yeah, but...
And they built 93 and they don't have an infrastructure to test them or something?
And Ford is also in on this deal, and they're going to build a bunch of them. That whole thing is going to go collapse.
Buy a Buick could be better for you.
All of that, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap up today's show right after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. In Wheel Time's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider.
Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. Christmas cards and birthday money can be sent to Don at InWheelTime.com. We like car pics, too, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you want us to include, and we'll feature it on a future show. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider and look for us on the Odyssey radio app. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more jazzy Jeff Dziekan. The booking agent, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars, and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. We hope you join us next week for our live show, coming to you from the confines of the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, from 10 to noon Central Time on all of our in-wheel time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there. Have a great week. Let's all get ready for Christmas in a safe way. We'll see you next week.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.